Hey guys, I've been asked to expand on the previous video discussing distance energy sessions available now. So some of the questions were about, where I'm at when I'm treating the client. And we'll get to that, but let's get to the importance of it first. So in our bodies, there are natural processes that we don't know about or think about the majority of the time. And, some of us may have never heard of them. But we are electrical beings. There is electricity in our bodies that make our bodies do what they do. And for many years, we've been thinking through our medical system that these processes are biological and that everything is cause and effect and reaction, and that is simply not the case. We are absolutely electric, and there's voltage in every single cell. And you have trillions of cells, and that voltage can fluctuate up and down, and it fluctuates up and down with emotion. It also fluctuates up and down with diet, meaning that if we eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, the voltage tends to be higher. If we eat a lot of dead food, like processed foods and meats and things like that, that voltage comes down. But over all of that, emotion is the greatest contributor to voltage in the cells. And emotion is in control of way more than you could possibly imagine. And I'm going to touch on those things because emotion is responsible for gene selection. So depending on how much you know about this, there are trillions of genes being expressed. There are cells dying every day. We are constantly renewing ourselves, and that is an electrical biological process. It includes electromagnetism, and it's a very sophisticated yet simple system once it's understood. So if emotion is playing a role in gene selection, what emotion do you spend the most of your time in? Think about your days every single day, what you're going through every single day, what you're thinking about every single day. The interactions you have with others are creating emotions about how you feel about yourself, how you feel about the world you live in, the other people in your lives, just all of these things that we think are just normal human things that, we should be able to go through and recover from and all of that. And for the most part, that is what we do, and it is true. But moreover, there's another side to it, especially when you get older. When you're young, your enthusiasm tends to be a lot higher because you haven't witnessed all the horrors that life has to throw at you, okay? But over time, as you learn and grow, and you begin to understand that the things you used to care a lot about and have faith in and belief in, they let you down sometimes. And then you get a different feeling about it. And a little bit of that voltage is robbed. The feeling about it is, not what it used to be. And your life force energy is pulled down. Okay? Now, life force energy is the most important aspect of you. It is emotion. It is the voltage. And it is responsible for cellular growth, the energy in the cells, your immune system, your metabolism, your pituitary and pineal glands, your hormones are all dependent on your state of mind and heart and voltage. And they're all interconnected. And when we allow people to play with us, hurt us, be I'm going to say, demeaning in a way, where jealousy and just all kinds of negative emotions come into play with these types of people. It is a very destructive thing to your health, whether you realize it, believe in it or not. It is true. So if we were to think about, just say, the last week of your life, think about every single day and try to think about where your heart and mind was throughout those days. You can sort of paint a picture as to how well you felt or how inferior you felt. There's a whole thing at play there. But keep in mind that as you run through that your voltage is fluctuating up and down with these emotions. Your gene selection might not have been as good as it could have been. And voltage is playing a role in the genes once they're selected. So they may not be off to a good start if they're starting off with low voltage. That's another aspect of health to think about. Okay, so I'm gonna leave all of that right there because it's a huge subject and it can become very long, and I would love to talk to anyone that wants to talk about it in depth. But for now, this distance session, how that works, I sort of explained it in the previous video. But what it's designed to do is replenish the voltage, and it is designed to uplift some of the destructive emotions that we harbor. Okay? Now, in a meditation, if you've ever had a successful meditation, you would have been into the meditation, you would have had, tingling, hair standing on end, visions, you may hear things. It's a connection to a source of you that is etherical, okay? It is outside of you. And everything that you believe that is inside of you in your heart and mind is actually right here in this field. It's not actually in the body. It is in the field. All of our receptor cells, our hearts and minds, are communicating with the field where all of this information is stored, where blockages can exist, and holes and disturbances, all because of the nervous system's keeping this stuff alive in the field. Okay, so the field is communicating with the nervous system and the body, controls the body's health biologically, but electromagnetism and light codes are all playing a role in this communication between the field and the body. And the reason that I spend so much time on the field is because a lot of the problems in the biology can be repaired in the field. So with the distance sessions, okay, what is happening is I will have the essence of the client, or even the client, here in person on this table, but the essence is really all I need. And what happens there is I tune in. I become the conduit and the antenna that tunes into the frequencies of meditation. And I deliver them to the client from about 1.5 feet away over their body, which is actually reestablishing this field to its wholeness without them even being here. And that's a very real thing. Many practitioners are doing it, and it works very well. Okay, there is a role that the client has to play for it to be effective, and I discussed that in the previous video. But it's important to understand that where I'm at, when I tune into these frequencies, I've had a lot of practice at it, And what actually happens is I'll take a few minutes before starting the session where I will tune in to my highest level of frequency, which means I will delve deeply into integrity, authenticity, compassion, love, and empathy. Now, every single one of those emotions has an individual frequency of their own. But when you tune into all 5 of those, you're tuning into a symphony vibration of frequency. That is what I'm delivering to the field of the client that I have here on the table, or the essence of the client here on the table. So those frequencies, I will circle this table a few times very slowly, delivering these frequencies to the client. That symphony of frequencies. It is self-organizing, it is self-correcting, and what it does is it reestablishes this field anew. Okay? Yes, the person that is receiving it can, leave the session and, have some unfortunate circumstances where they end up in an argument with their spouse, and we'll have to do this all over again. We are very fragile beings if we don't understand how to look after ourselves, how to protect ourselves, and how to know that the greatest relationship you are ever going to have is with yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you value yourself, and how you communicate with others and protect yourself from harm. We need to know that these things are playing a significant role in our health. And for a lot of people with a lot of health issues that nothing seems to work for in the medical establishment or anything that they've tried so far, it's almost always because the problem is in this field. Now this field, it's not responsible for everything, but the things that it is responsible for are usually to do with emotion, all nervous system things, and our state of mind, our state of well-being biologically from emotion. Okay, so emotion is playing a huge role in our health, and it's also playing a huge role in gene selection. Okay, and knowing this can change the way that we move forward in life, and it's never too late to change the way that you value yourself, that you see yourself, and kind of monitor, how you interact with others and how they are interacting with you. Most people have no clue of the damage that they do from their actions and the words that they say. And for the people that do know, they have no patience for it. And for the people that don't, you have a huge learning curve ahead of you. And you will be suffering for it, because what we don't readily understand is that because we are electromagnetic light-coded beings, that everything is recorded. And when I say everything, I mean everything. You haven't had a private thought your entire life. You just think you have. Okay? So there's nothing going on inside your heart and mind that hasn't been recorded since the day you were born. And at some point in time, when you leave here, you'll find that out very quickly. Now, let's say that this is actually a real thing, because I know that it is. It is so important to take care when you're dealing with other people, to be respectful, and to be of integrity and honesty, and have a true value for your interactions. Yes, there are some people that clearly don't deserve it, but that is their karma not yours. And you need to know that we are each responsible for our own. We are not responsible for any other people. Ever. We never have been, we never will be. That includes children and everything. And as hard as that is to understand, I have 4 daughters that I love dearly. And I care about them more than they will ever know. But when we interfere in their lives, we are doing something that we're not supposed to do as much as we want to do it anyway. But we are individual souls. Yes, family come to you for help, and we help them. Okay, but helping someone and interfering with their free will are 2 very different things. And the law of free will is one of the greatest laws that this society will ever not understand. So it is very important to understand that we must respect the free will of others to make their own choices. Yes, we can help them as long as they ask, but we should not force anything on anyone. Okay? But these treatments of this energy being delivered are so self-organizing that they help with so many aspects of life that we don't understand. That's why meditation is so good for anyone with any issues at all, because it is connecting you to the divine source frequency. And the divine source frequency does not need instructions, doesn't need guidance, doesn't need an understanding. You just need to be there and feel into it. The energies will do what is most important for you in that moment. See, they don't have to know all of your problems. They don't need to know anything of your problems. We assume that we have to lay it all out there for it. And we really don't. That's the beauty of meditation and these frequencies that I am delivering, is that they already know. There's nothing that is not known in those frequencies, in that energy field, because it's been recorded your entire life. It knows everything. And it knows where the most problem areas are, be it electrically, light codes, emotions, all of those things. It's all there for them. I hope this helps everyone understand. Please feel free to message me, ask any questions that you have about these types of things, and I will do my best to answer them as quickly as possible. Enjoy the Christmas season. Get into the love and the spirit of it. And stay positive.